Don't miss the biggest nights in MMA.
We are now set for the main event.
Messi! Ronaldo with the shot. Let's go! One of the greats! The champions of the world!
There's all to play for, which is so exciting. These teams have to come in here and give it their all.
Have a real nice tempo. Goes baseline, watch out.
Oh, my! Oh, baby! All the way down the runway for a big-time throwdown.
That's a lot of fans out there.
Look at that! The drama keeps continuing, Jenny.
This is just brilliant.
He strikes. Starts as you mean to go on.
But this is the danger of the top two guys, and that nuclear weapon that is.
Whoa, hello, goodbye. Score! In the back of the net.
And shoots. Score!
Of Serie A action. We'll bring you so much of it here on DAZN.
Magnificent. That is tremendous.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Going deep for it all. Devontae Smith. He has got it. Touchdown.
Your Eagles are world champions again.
DAZN is the home of boxing.
Really spurs you on, gets you going.
Let's make history. Pure power. There's no way back from this, surely.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
What was before the boxing?
So before the boxing, there wasn't much really, because I would have been like 8, 9 years old. Just kind of very bored. Just had a Nigerian father who was adamant on me becoming a doctor or something, so I had to try to find a way to get out of the house. Boxing was the one.
And is this guy now going all
Boxing didn't even come into it at first, but then it did.
Hello and welcome to Manchester for the start of an extraordinary night of boxing. The countdown is over. In over 45 years of Frank Warren's Hall of Fame boxing career, one of the hallmarks of his promotion has been one of these kinds of shows, a magnificent 7 show. And that's what we've got coming up tonight on DAZN. DAZN, the global home of boxing, finally gets its first taste of this format. Now, the main event coming up later on is the return of the young future king of the heavyweight division, Moses Itauma. At just 21 years old, and in the space of 26 rounds, he is being tipped to go to the very top of this sport. But the man coming to ask questions, coming to examine those credentials, all the way from America, is Jermaine Franklin, and he's got his own plans. He wants to win, and he wants to become the face of American heavyweight boxing. Do not adjust your sets. It is just gone 3 o'clock now. It's such a big, extraordinary night of boxing. This is just the prelims. I'm DAZN, and look who I've got with me in Manchester. Zach Miller, Jack Rafferty. How are we, fellas?
We're good, mate. And better to be here, you know. I'm on the other side of the ropes tonight, not as expected, but what a great show it is. Another magnificent 7 in Manchester. I'm excited for the boxing tonight, yeah?
Well, let's get straight into that, Zach, because you were meant to be on this show. Liam Davis, not Liam Miller, oh, good thing he didn't hear that. Liam Davis, of course, was meant to fight against yourself. He's now fighting Francesco Grandelli later on tonight, European Featherweight Championship, but you had to pull out with injury, Zach.
Yeah, listen, it's professional sport. You're putting your body through punishment day in, day out for years. Been boxing 20 odd years now, never had an injury. Just happened to come at a really bad time. I've had surgery, I'm 8 weeks post-op, and yeah, the recovery's going well. I'm here tonight, hopefully Liam gets the win, and that fight's still there. You know, I want the winner, and I promise to be back in the best shape I can be. As soon as I can be back, I'll be back, and yeah, I'll be back right.
Okay, good. We look forward to that. And speaking of being in good shape, look at this fella. Look what you've turned up in, Jack Rafferty. I'm liking this.
Young Steve Gray here,
come for his job.
Did you say he looks like a young Steve Gray? That's tonight main event referee, by the way, Steve Gray. Jack, what's going on? I've seen your fight is now announced. Echo Esserman, May 9th. What a fight.
Yeah, what a fight. You know, I'm here tonight, like you said, a massive show again, and I'll be here again in 6 weeks against the engine Echo Esserman. What a fight to be a part of.
Tell me a little bit about that before we start getting it stuck in tonight, because I don't know how long I've got you for. Why have you taken that fight? It's a step up in weight now. I believe you've relinquished your titles at super lightweight. Talk me through this decision.
Yeah, I've stepped up in weight, I've relinquished the titles, but it's the opportunities arose, you know. I've got a massive fight to be a part of, you know, on the 9th of May against a massive name, and, you know, this is what I'm here for, massive fights, and, you know, I'm looking to do a job.
Do a job on the engine?
Yeah, big job, you know, it's engine v engine, you know, it's who wants it more, you know. I'm going to be fit and strong, you know, he comes in fit and strong, and I just think it's the wrong timing for him and the right timing for me.
I love that. Great line, great line. Well, actually, that's our chat over for now, because this boxing, there's so much coming up tonight. This boxing is about to go and start. So you go and sit down with Darren, go and do your commentary, and you guys head over to Thomas Triber.
Let's first welcome to the ring.
Well, good evening and welcome to Manchester. Welcome to the Co-op Live, a fantastic arena which will be electric later on. It will be packed in here. It will be pumping and the atmosphere will be incredible. But this man, just waiting for his ring walk music, is Danny Costello, 25 years old from Nuneaton in Warwickshire. And this is fight number 6 for him this evening.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Starboy John Joe Kerrigan.
Well, here we go then. John Joe Carrigan, Starboy, just 18 years old, from Carlisle, the former amateur star and under-19 world champion, won his professional debut with 4 seconds remaining in his first fight. In the first round, he was cut in that fight, but came through wonderfully. He will be raring to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Boxing from Co-op Live in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Unibet, That Prize Guy, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. We get the action started with 4 rounds scheduled in the super welterweight division. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be John Latham. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing silver and weighed in officially at 152.5 pounds. Coming to us from Nuneaton, Warwickshire, England, he has a professional record of 4 wins with 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Danny Costello. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black, pink, and purple, and weighed in officially at 153.6 pounds. Hailing from Carlisle, England, he is undefeated with one win. That one win comes by way of knockout. A stellar amateur, he became a 9-time national champion, a 2-time European champion, and youth world champion. Here is Star Boy John Joe Kerrigan.
Right, lads, you're not expecting you both. You obey me instructions at all times. When I tell you to break, you both break clean. Defend yourselves at all times, and the best luck to you both. Touch gloves.
Well, as John Joe Kerrigan made his way to the ring and got in the ring, he made sure he went straight up to Danny Costello and gave him a bit of a Kerrigan look. Costello boxing in the southpaw stance with those white shorts, and John Joe Kerrigan boxing in that orthodox stance with the pink and purple shorts. Welcome to the Co-op Live, Jack Rafferty and Zach Miller.
Darren, good to be here. Privileged again. Done John Joe's debut and we're here again on his second fight.
And Jack, good to see that your fight's been announced.
Yeah, all been announced now, and you know, I'm gonna look around here tonight, and I'll be here in 6 weeks, and what a show to be a part of.
Well, itchy knuckles for you two, and Zach will most certainly speak about you in a bit, but this is a good, strong start for Kerrigan, boxing out of that southpaw stance as he just stabs that jab down to the body and one upstairs. He's only 18 years old, but incredibly confident.
Yeah, you've got to take into consideration here, he took a fight against Costello. He's got a winning record. You don't see many lads fighting a lad with a winning record on the second fight, but Kerrigan's got that experience as an amateur, and what a lovely jab he's just landed there.
Costello's a very good operator. Only one defeat on his record, 4 wins so far. As you say, Zach, he has got a winning record. The loss was a split decision to Kirk Stevens, a former Midlands area champion. So the fact that Kerrigan's in there with this type of fighter in just his second fight tells you that him and the team around him are confident in his ability. So he's got to have his wits about him tonight, hasn't he, Jack?
Yeah, definitely got his wits about him. He obviously raised himself, and he's going in for a tough opponent. You know, 2 fights in. So he's obviously trained well, he looks well, and he's looking to do a job tonight.
Yeah, the thing is with his opponent as well, he's not come to just tuck up, as he's throwing back, so that'll give Kerrigan the openings what he needs. When you're in with them so-called journeymen, they're tucking up, they just want to survive, but Costello's coming here and he's throwing a few shots himself, so I won't be surprised if Kerrigan finds the openings like he just did with that lovely body shot.
He did. Well, that left down comes over the top from Costello, and the timing was nice there from Kerrigan. Just got that hook to the body as he snaps Costello's head back with the southpaw jab. And let me tell you, Costello's confident with this as well. Seen him in the fight hotel. He's got a bit about him. You know, there's some confidence there. He's walking with his shoulders high, his chin up in the air. He's up for it. And you can see it because he's coming forward.
He's come to win tonight, you know. He's, like you said, Zach said, you've got these journeymen, the opponents, you know, they come to survive. He's come to win, so that's where you can get your work off.
Good work with the jab from Kerrigan. Just gave John Latham a smile.
That was a lovely shot. Changed the jab into a right hook then. Lovely shot again. He's picking his shots really nice here.
Got a small bit of blood coming from Danny as well. I think that might have turned him on.
But the jab was the key thing in the opening round, wasn't it? He does that nicely. He throws it with such beautiful timing, I think.
Yeah, and I think there's no tell on the shot. You know, it's just coming from the shoulder. He's not doing anything before it, or where you're putting a tell on it. It's just coming straight out, bang, landing the jab and finishing, which is good. And he's staying switched on after it because Costello is throwing shots back.
And Jack, what do you think Costello's got to do to try and get around that jab? Because that is Kerrigan's main weapon, is it? What have you seen so far which you'd like to see a bit more from when it comes to Costello?
Yeah, I think with his long levers, what he's got, like you said, he's landing the jab perfect. I think you need to come off a bit of head movement, you know, come off that line and, you know, try and get away from that long jab of his, you know, like I said, come in with a bit of head movement and paint the jab off him.
But let's see if he can do that. As these guys picked up on ringside, it is really quite rare that you have a prospect like Carrigan in there with someone with a genuine winning record who's been in there with area level guys, and it normally takes a little while to get to that. But this one scheduled for 4 in the super welterweight division. Both fighters straight to the centre of the ring. Good body and head movement there from Costello. He'll be trying to get the brain ticking over and getting Carrigan thinking, that's for sure. Nice right hand there from Carrigan. He just steps off and goes round the outskirts of the ring, but looking very confident and very relaxed.
Yeah, he's got a very relaxed style, but when the shots are thrown, they're solid shots. You know, you see a lot of amateurs come over to the pros and they'll still be very bouncy and very fast-paced, but he's settled into a pro style very early in his career, which is nice to see.
Well, Carrigan looked after. Oh, good shots there by Shelley Finkel. Those who follow the sport closely will be familiar with Shelley Finkel's looked after so many incredible fighters over the years, including the likes of Manny Pacquiao, Pernell Whitaker, Evander Holyfield, just to name a few. So the fact that he's got him in his corner tells you that everything that you need to know. And Carrigan is really enjoying himself there, but fair play to Costello, because he just took 3 or 4 fast shots there and just keeps on moving with the blood dripping down his face, Zach.
Yeah, the accuracy is really good as well. He's putting 3 and 4 together and he's landing the 3 and the 4. It's good to see. He's clearly thinking about what he's doing as well, Carrigan, but I'm enjoying his performance up to now.
He's enjoying himself in there, you know, he's into his rhythm now. He's landing the good shots and he's looking after himself there.
Well, Carrigan in his debut fight in Glasgow on the undercard of Nathaniel Collins versus Cristobal Laurenti. Myself and Zach Miller were there for that. He got cut in that first fight in the opening round, but finished his man with 4 seconds remaining. Interviewed him afterwards and he loved every single moment of it. And sometimes the amateur stars don't turn over into the pros as smoothly as John Joe Carrigan has.
Lovely shot there. No, he's transitioned very well and he's going through the gears here.
And Costello coming back with more as he just tries to pressurise Carrigan on the ropes there.
Yeah, I like the way Carrigan stayed calm then when Costello was having a push back. You know, he blocked the shots cleanly, come off and then got his own work off and he's back on the front foot.
I think they're switching effortlessly. He's throwing Danny there big time. You know, he's walking onto backhands and jabs and he don't know what's coming.
Lovely shot.
Like that.
And there's the timing again. A magisterial performance from Carrigan so far. Really authoritative in there. Just changing the angles. Looks to his corner and gives them a big smile. It's almost a bit of a told you so smile. As he comes forward to Costello and lands that right hand straight through the middle of the guard again. But I tell you what, I'll tell you what it is when you put better fighters in front of prospects, you often get better performances, don't you? They rise up to it, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, he is, and like I said before, he's finding the openings more because Costello's throwing his own shots. He's not just come here to cover up. He is throwing his own shots and trying to get his own work off, but Carrigan's dealing with it. He's adapting and finding his work in between.
Jack, it looks like Costello is trying to make an entrance, trying to get those attacks off, but he's just being beaten to the punch every single time, isn't he, at the moment?
He's getting beaten to the shots, you know, like you said, he's trying to get his own work off, but I think he's just a level above his opposition tonight.
Well, absolutely, hats off to Danny Costello, who has been hit with a lot of straight shots, loads of jabs, big left hands have come from Carrigan, and he just marches on. And Carrigan up and off his stool, ready to go straight away he was. Costello back to the centre of the ring there, just popping that jab out in his southpaw stance. He's switched stance actually, isn't he?
I don't know what stance he operates better out of. You can't really tell, he's as good in both. As he switched then and caught him with a backhand in an orthodox position, but from a southpaw, it's very good.
I tell you what, Carrigan looking like he's potentially going to get the stoppage here, but Costello still punching back, still fighting back. And Carrigan would love to have a 2-0 record. Both of those won by stoppage, and it does look like it, Jack, that's exactly his aim here. He's not taking his foot off the gas by any stretch of the imagination, is he?
No, definitely not. No, he smelt blood there, and he's going for the finish.
Yeah, I can see John Latham having a good look as well.
Sometimes you don't need to take the punishment, you know, like you said, the corner might save him, the referee might save him, so he's definitely smelt blood and he's going for the finish.
A strong 1-2 there from Costello. Carrigan changes the angles over and over again, marches forward with those 1-2s.
Yeah, I think if he keeps this sustained pressure on a couple of clean shots, and the ref's going to jump in.
Big shot.
Big left down there, and that was a body shot which ended it. And John Latham has seen enough. But I tell you what, Costello can't beat himself up over that at all, because he put in a solid performance. He could have easily just tucked up and just gone on the defensive and gone negative, couldn't he?
He's been saved for another day there. He might be going for that, but he'll see in, you know, maybe the next fight or the fight after that, like, I didn't need to take that punishment. It was only going to end one way, I think, and I think it's a great decision. I think his corner team was looking at going to make that decision, and yeah, like I said, it was a great decision. Great fight.
But a bright future for John Joe Carrigan of Carlisle. It's mad to think that, you know, at 18 years old, me and DAZN was speaking about this earlier on, that when Fury Wilder happened, he was like 12 or 13, and here we are, 18 years old, just made a second professional, well, just got a second professional win in style. Over to Thomas Treiber. With a big smile on the face of John Joe Carrigan. It was only a couple of years ago. He was out in Colorado winning the Under-19 World Championships and did that in style. 7 months ago he made his professional debut in Glasgow. And here we are on the 28th of March at a Co-op Live in Manchester on a massive card where he gets win number 2. Well done to him.
The star boy shining bright tonight.
Well, we'll be ready for our second fight in just a moment. 3 fights on the prelims. And then it is the Magnificent 7. And then a bonus fight after that as well. Manchester's Billy Dennis in action. Well, here is what is coming up. That is the full Magnificent 7 card. Any in particular, Zach, that you're really looking forward to? Apart from all of them.
No, I'm looking forward to all of them, but, you know, I watched the one where I should have been, you know, Davies versus Grandelli. Grandelli stepped in as I suffered an injury. It's a professional sport. You put your body through punishment. You pick up these injuries. But, yeah, I'm ready for that one.
Well, over to Dev, who is joined by John Joe Carrigan now.
Thanks, Darren. Yes, John Joe Carrigan victorious. That turned into quite a bit of a scrap. Did you enjoy yourself?
Fully enjoyed it. That's what I wanted, to be honest, in there. I wanted a scrap. That's what I got.
But you've got the skills. We know you could have just kept him on the end of one. What was it about him that made you want to actually, you know, get in there and get involved?
It wasn't just him, obviously. The crowd, I got all my mum and dad and that's going to buy tickets for it, so I want to give people a show, don't I? So, yeah, it's all about that.
Well, you certainly did that now. You are 2 fights, 2 wins, 2 knockouts. What does the future hold for John Joe Carrigan?
I should be boxing in 3 weeks in Glasgow. The Fanny Collins card. Get that out of the way and just keep rolling.
You got the stoppage as well. It was a wonderful body shot. Did you know the referee was going to jump in?
I hit him in the first round, or second round it was. Lifted the body, I just see his face, it dropped. But yeah, I thought it'll come. And as the referee was standing, I just whipped one in and it went nice, so good.
I love that. I was talking to Shelley Finkel, by the way, as I was walking in, your manager. He is so excited about you. The world is so excited. There's a feeling you might be like the best prospect in the country right now. Are you feeling that pressure at all? Do you believe the hype?
John Joe, I wouldn't say pressure no, but obviously when people say that about you, you've got to try and get up trying, yeah, so I wouldn't say it's not pressure no, but I'm trying to live the life, so I deserve it.
Top man, one final thing. Your good friend Willie Hutchinson in action tonight, later on against Ezra Taylor. How's that going to go?
Going to stoppage. Definitely. Put any money on it. We'll really get him out there tonight.
Top man, great to see you and congratulations, John Joe Carrigan. Okay, we have got Jack Rafferty, we have got Zach Miller, we're back. Gents, firstly, Zach, were you impressed by John Joe Carrigan?
That was a good performance, that Dev. I was there on his debut. I had the privilege of commentating on it, and that was some performance. Costello wasn't no pushover. He come to throw his own shots and not just getting there and surviving. He exploited that. Very good.
He looks a talent, doesn't he, John Joe?
Definitely. The star boy was shining tonight.
Yeah.
He got an opponent there, what was throwing back, and that's where you get your work off. These journeymen, you know, they survive. He was in there to win, and he got a great performance there after that.
Well, that was the star boy, John Joe Carrigan. There is very much a star boy in action in the main event. Let's talk about this. Jack Rafferty, it's Moses Itauma against Jermaine Franklin. There's so much talk, so much hype about young Moses. This is seen as the test. What are you seeing tonight?
Yeah, it's UK versus US, you know, next big star. They're pushing on for big things. They're probably pushing on for a Usyk, you know. The winner tonight is going to put one step forward to that. What a fight, what a show, and yeah, I'm excited for tonight's main event.
Well, how are you seeing this one? Because Jermaine, a lot of people are saying that, you know, he took Anthony Joshua the distance, took Dillian White the distance in a close fight, so surely he's going to take Moses the distance, right?
No chance. I think Moses is going to get him out of there in rounds 1 to 3. It's going to be quick. He's an exceptional talent. He's a bit of a freak, if you ask me. He's unbelievable. The way he picks his shots, the way he moves to such a big lad, but his boxing brain's unbelievable for an heavyweight, and I think you'll see that tonight.
I dare you to call him a freak to his face.
No, he's a freak in a good way.
A freak in a good way. Listen, Jack, what is it that Moses does so well that's different to these other heavyweights out there?
What I've seen of him, I've watched quite a bit on him, and I love the belief what he has in himself. You know, he knows what he is, he knows what he's got, and he backs it up and he's fighting. Obviously you've heard the sparring stories and you've seen him fight. This man can punch, this man can move, this man can box, he can do everything. And like I said, he took people the distance, and I think tonight you'll see how special Moses is.
If he gets him out of there in a couple of rounds, if he does that, a thing that, you know, Anthony Joshua couldn't do, Dillian White couldn't do, and Jermaine Franklin's not been down, not been knocked out. If he does that, what on earth do you do with Moses Itauma, Zach?
You're going to have to pay someone a hell of a lot of money to fight him. That's what you've got to do. He's selling out arenas like this. It's 23,500 in here. He's not even from Manchester. I was meant to be on the show, so I know how much his name being on the show has worked, and I'm getting people from all over the country. They don't just want to come watch me, they want to watch Moses Itauma.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, and what he's doing in the sport at such a young age, it's special.
Yeah, there was a wonderful promo that went out. I think it's up on the Queensbury YouTube page. It's all about Moses being him. He is him, and that's kind of the feeling. So many people are going to pack out this arena later on tonight. That is the main event coming up on DAZN. But there is so much more than just the main event. There is a chief support bout that has got the world talking. Willie Hutchinson, Ezra Taylor, they have been yapping and yapping, talking the talk. Who's going to walk the walk tonight, Jack?
What's the test for them both? You know, Willie thinks it's a mismatch. He shouldn't think he should be fighting Taylor. Taylor thinks exactly the same. So, like I said, they've been back and forth all week. And I think, you know, he's going to pull the big boy pants on and pull the socks up, and I think, like I said, what a fight it's going to be.
Do you feel like Willie's got the advantage there then?
I do, yeah. Like I said, in Moses, and I like in Willie. I think he's been there, done that, and he's had the t-shirt a few times, so I'd like to see him, you know, back up what he's been saying, which I think he will.
How are you seeing this one as well? There's been plenty of chat, just like there was meant to be with yourself and Liam Davis. Unfortunately, that one got pulled, but this one has remained, and it's been a great build-up.
It has, from the first press conference which I was on. You know, you was there yourself, you was hosting it, and it was great. But let's put it right, they both can fight. They both had plenty of time to prepare, and you're going to get the best of each fighter. Who wins, who knows, we'll find out tonight. But they're both different in their own little ways. You know, you got Willa, very outgoing, Ezra, cool, calm, reserved, and in there tonight, you're going to get the winner, but I'm excited for that fight.
Well, Willie is the favourite with the bookies.
Yeah.
And I guess it's because he has competed at a higher level. He's won at a higher level. The win over Craig Richards is the best win that either of those guys have. Is he rightly the favourite, even though he's got a couple of losses on the record?
You've got to look at, you know, like you say, the Craig Richards win on that 5v5. It was a fantastic win. He's come back, beat Mark Jefferson. Yeah, he probably is the favourite. He's been about a little bit longer, but listen, Ezra's got momentum as well. He's coming off some great wins himself, and listen, bookies don't mean nothing. I've upset the bookies myself, so it is what it is at the bookies, but we'll see tonight.
Ezra Saylor referred to Willie Hutchinson yesterday as a Timu Tyson Fury because the way he talked, the way he's been acting and all of that. It's been great, some of the chat, the exchanges that they've had, Jack.
Yeah, like I said, the chat they've been back and forth, it's going to bring the best out of each other. He's going to want to back his words up, vice versa. And I think tonight you're going to see that. Two great fighters. Like Willie said, I'm 27-year-old, I'm the best looking I've ever been, I'm the strongest I've ever been. And tonight you're going to see that. Like I said, great back and forth, and I'm very excited for this fight.
I like that. You're also the best looking you've ever been, by the way. Again, we must look at this three-piece suit. Jack Rafferty has turned up.
Someone said a young Steve Gray, you know, like I said, I think I'm looking for a job after boxing, and hopefully tonight I can get it.
That's such a good line. You can be Steve Gray. There's a timekeeper over there as well. Go and jump in. Do what you got to do, Jack.
No, like I said, I'm after a job after boxing, just a bit of homework.
I love it. What about Liam Davis then? He was who you were supposed to be fighting tonight. Zach Miller, of course, pulled out. Liam Davis now gets his shot to become a two-time, two-weight European champion. Can he do it?
Yeah, I believe he can. Yeah. I believe he'll beat Grandella. I believe he'll beat him well as well. Listen, Liam's a good fighter. He's not got where he's got without being a good fighter, but Liam wins tonight. I hope he does. I want him to win. I want him to go and win. I don't want him to get beat now. I want that fight to be as big as it can be because I still want that fight. So, fair play to Liam. He's stayed professional. He's got a new opponent. I hope he goes in there and does the job, but I still want that fight.
How good's Grandelli? Because we've seen him over in the UK before. He took on Nathaniel Collins. Gave Collins quite a hard fight in that fight. I think it was at York Hall. So, how good is he from what you've seen?
I think you know what you're getting with Grandella. He's tough, rugged, always fit, and he's game. You know, he's going to come, he's going to bring it. He seems like a man who's always in good nick. He's a true professional, and he will come and bring it tonight. But I think Liam's just got a little bit too much for him.
What is it that Liam does well then?
I think Liam does a bit of everything well. I think he's a well-rounded fighter. Don't do nothing too special, don't do nothing fancy. He gets in there, sticks to his boxing, and he gets the win, do you know what I mean? But listen, I want that fight as soon as I'm back.
Hopefully we get that. Listen, Zach, there's another fighter on this show who's kind of reminded me of you, young Josh Holmes. He's made his way up on this northern circuit, on the small halls. No one's really heard of him, but he gets his chance tonight to break out in a fight against Alex Murphy. I liken it to your moment against Henry Turner.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like, I always appreciate the people who come from the small hall shows, coming onto the big stage, and it's hard, the small hall shows, selling tickets, throwing money in yourself, and tonight he's going to want to reap the rewards. You know, he's got a good fight on a good platform, and he's going to want to stay here just exactly like I did. I feel like if I lost against Henry Turner, you know, I was going right down to the bottom of the pile. Tonight, he's going to be in this position, and he's going to want to stay on these shows. He's going to want to get the win, and what a fight to be in with.
Definitely. So much coming up, gentlemen. Go and join the commentary again.
Thank you.
And we're going to head back over to Thomas Triber because we have our next fight.
Well, here we go then, bout number 2 of the evening. And here comes 135 bout veteran Michael Mooney from Worcester. He's been the distance with the likes of Maxie Hughes, Jordan Gill, and the man sat to my right, Zach Miller. He's a tough man, an extremely tough one to get out of there. Well, this man is from boxing royalty. 25-year-old Adam Hamid from a fighting family. Of course, the son of a legendary fighter, Prince Nassim Hamid, who is sat right in the centre of ringside, ready to watch this young man back in action for the 7th time, as he just laps it all up and makes his way to the ring here at the Co-op Live in Manchester, looking very calm and confident and a big smile as he steps into a professional boxing ring for the first time in 7 months. Well, this is it. Bout number 2 of the evening. Bout number 7 of Adam Hamid's professional career. This one's scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the super lightweight division. Boxing in the blue and red shorts is Michael Madman Mooney, a 135 bout veteran, in against Adam Hamid in the southpaw stance with the all-white outfit actually, as he just pressurizes Mooney onto the ropes, and he will circle around that area, defensively very sound, and he will keep Hamid on his toes, Zach.
He will. I've boxed him myself, and he'll call you one, he'll have a chat to you, and you'll land the shots, and he'll swing a couple back like he did then, so you've got to stay switched on. But as his name says, madman, he is a madman. He'll fight absolutely anyone on any notice, but fair play to him.
Well, moments before the first bell sounded, Madman Mooney just stuck his head over the ropes to our commentary position and spotted Zach Miller and said, "Did I fight you?" And out of 135 fights, he's got a good memory.
He has got a good memory. He's remembered my ugly face, hasn't he? But,
well, he's only human.
Yeah, he is only human, but he is a madman. But Ahmed's got off to a positive start here, you know. He's on the jab, popping it from the waist, bringing it up, changing his stance, but Mooney's not offering much back, to be fair.
Nice and relaxed, just picking his shots well is Hamid. The eyes of his father piercing on his back from ringside, looking ultra relaxed. He has had about 6-7 months out of the ring, Hamid, but by no fault of his own, keen to be active, keen to be busy and move in the right way. Mooney saying that one landed on the back of the head there. Steve Gray lets him crack on with it straight away.
Lovely shot then, back onto the body. He's landed a couple to the head and he put that one downstairs. It was a good shot.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to have to do, throw him down to the body, and, you know, I think he's going to feint a few to the head then, because he's quite switched on there, Mooney.
Hamid just trying to gauge his distance, get his timing right, which he will do. He'll get it eventually.
Yeah, he is, and he's staying relaxed, you know, he's comfortable. You can see that he's switched on, and if he wants to go through the gears, he can. He's just trying to prize a couple of shots around the back there, which is nice.
Nice work there from Hamid. He went with a lead hook to the body, then just switched it up with a nice, strong, stiff jab upstairs. Just snapped the head back of Mooney.
Yeah, he's reddening up now, Mooney. You know, he's cut for a couple through the middle, down the pipe. As there, he's just touching him in at different paces, which is good.
Be nice to see Mooney actually start coming back with a few more shots of his own now. Hamid is absolutely having it completely his own way in there.
Lovely shot.
I think with fights like this, you're having it your own way, you know, you might not be able to stop him, but if you can put the combinations together, the referee will stop it.
Well, good opening round for Hamid then, Jack.
Yeah, great opening round there. You like we were saying before, it's hard with some of these journeymen, you know, they don't offer you much back, and I think he's going to have to go through the gears in this next round, tire him out, and if you don't get him out, the referee might do that.
Yeah, no, it was a good first round, but Mooney's not offering much, but I suppose you can only beat who's put in front of you, but it's only a matter of time before Ahmed steps on him and starts putting the punches together and probably does look for that stoppage.
But it does look like if Adam Hamid wants to do that, if he wants to just let his hands go, he probably can get his man out of there pretty sharpish. But round one, completely and utterly in the favour of the blue corner. Adam Hamid having it entirely his way. But nice to see him back in a boxing ring, looking confident, looking relaxed. He wants to make some big moves in this game. And of course, people are going to compare him to his father. That's always going to happen. But like these fighters, the sons of fighters always say, he's his own man. This is his own journey, and this is his story, and he's writing it right now in the middle of that ring here in Manchester.
Yeah, he is, Darren. And like I say, Michael Mooney's the next step on that journey. He needs to get him beat tonight, back in the gym with Jamie, and they'll want to keep him busy this year now coming up.
I think going off unscathed, especially in the earlier in your career, you know, that momentum's got to be flowing. I think I've tried to get 5 fights in a year, all going well, you know, injury-free, and the shows are there. I think that's what you can do tonight. Do a good job on him. Like Zach said, back in the gym, straight looking for that fight date.
Nice work in terms of changing the levels there from Hamid. Goes upstairs and then just effortlessly drops a left hook into the body. He just saw a big exhale of breath from Madman Mooney.
I think with tough men like this, you know, headhunting is no good. I think you've got to chip away at that body, get their hands down, and hopefully you can find something at the top or tire him out and the referee will, you know, wave it off.
The face is becoming more and more red of Mooney as this fight goes by because, well, I tell you what, Zach, Hamid isn't wasting any punches, is he? The shots which he's throwing, a good 99% of the time, they're landing, they're getting through, aren't they? I mean, that's a great example.
Yeah, it is. Double uppercut then. Not many throw that, but if it was there and he threw it. I don't think I've seen him miss yet. But you've got to look at his dad. His dad was very accurate.
My goodness, was he. And Hamid just landed about 2 or 3 shots there, and Mooney just laughed and then kind of just went off to the other corner. He loves it.
He's playing with him, but come on, Mooney is one tough man.
93% of people who have defeated Mooney, and of course he is a classic journeyman, 122 defeats on a record. 93% of people haven't managed to get him out there in the distance. So it'd be a good stat if Hamid can do so.
Yeah, what will come out of here unscathed as well. He won't want to take any punishment. He won't want a daft cut off an head clash or anything like that as such. He'll want to get in there, get the job done and get out.
Just sunk a nice hook in just a moment ago. It was heavy. It really thudded from ringside.
Yeah, I think that definitely registered as well. I think that body, you know, chip away at that body now, and he's quite tough to you. You can see that. It looks like target practice, but there's another good one.
Beautiful straight left hand, wasn't it?
Yeah, the art is solid when he's putting them in.
And I think Mooney, at the end of this round here, he's felt those punches more than he has previously, because for the first time I saw him kind of lunge forward and try and grab hold of him, and that tells me that they're starting to take effect, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I know it's only a 4-round contest and we're only at the end of the second round, but they are starting to take the toll, and they're reddening up round the face. It seems to be getting worse and worse, doesn't it? But I think Ahmed should just go through the gears a little bit now and just try and get him out of there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, you know, like Zach was saying, going through the gears there, can put his hands up and go again. You know, he's not offering much back. A good sign of there, like the shots are registering. He's complaining to the referee around the back of the head. That's normally a sign of, you know, getting a little bit tired. He's not liking this. So, like I said, I think he can put his hands up, start going through the gears in this round.
But Jack, there's a bit of a danger sometimes when you haven't got pretty much anything coming back from Mooney, that something can come back and Hamid could be caught off guard, couldn't he? So he's really got to stay switched on. Yeah, he can't be complacent whatsoever. Like he said, he's having it all his own way, and unfortunately in boxing things come back and he's got to stay switched on, you know, listen to his boxing, listen to his corner, and watch out for them shots coming back. And don't get it twisted, he has absolutely stayed switched on. He hasn't taken his eyes off Madman Mooney for a tiny second, not one moment. But he starts this round nice and relaxed and just punches and bunches there. He's not really thinking either, he's just flowing, and you can tell that, can't you, in the fluidity of his shots.
Yeah, I've seen it with his eyes. He's really switched on. He's not blinked once with Mooney. You know, he's really been switched on, and you've got to do that. You've got to connect with your opponent in a way, and that's what he's doing tonight, and he's getting the rewards of that by landing all these shots. Yeah, he's relaxed, and got to take in consideration he's not been in the ring for a while. He's going to want to maybe get some rounds in and enjoy it under the lights again, because you do the camp, you do all the hard sparring, and at the end of the day, Michael Mooney's been put in front of him, so that's his opponent on the night. He's just got to enjoy it and do what he needs to do. And if he wants to get a couple of rounds in, he will.
Well, he had Mooney in the corner there for about 6 or 7 seconds.
I'm really liking his distance for the range and how we speed. He's not giving Mooney a second off when he comes off, landing all these punches, and he's still there to be hit again, and he's very draining that.
And one of my observations with Hamid is he's constantly doing something. There's little feints, there's just tiny little intricate details which he does with his feet, with his hands, and as an opponent, that's knackering, isn't it? You're constantly trying to work out what's coming.
Yeah, you are, and I like the way he's having the half a step back when the Mooney comes to close in. Whether Mooney's going to get the grab or just smother, you don't know, but Ahmed's having the half a step back, and it's just cancelling out whatever he's trying to do. There you go, he went to get the grab, but the step back got rid of it, which was good.
That's what he's going to want to do, apart from putting his guard up and trying to get a rest. He can't do that, so he's going to want to try and hit and grab and, you know, spoil a bit of time.
Shot.
Hamid really controlling every aspect of this fight, the rhythm, the tempo. He fires when he wants to fire, and even to the point where he's controlling what his opponent wants to do. Because, like you said, Jack, when he goes in, lunges in to grab hold of him, it's just that little step back, and he kind of nullifies even those little things, doesn't he? Which is good, which means he gets to do his best work when he wants to do it.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, he's stepping back and he's not giving him a second. He's fighting a fair few levels above there, what he's supposed to be fighting tonight, which is good. You know, you don't sometimes prepare for fights what you're fighting on the night. You prepare for fights what a month down the line. So, and tonight he's showing that like his mum's ahead.
Yeah.
Dave Allen in the corner there. Big fight announced for him in Doncaster against Filip Hrgovic in May. Hamid surrounded by a good team.
Yeah.
More than a good team, you know. We've got Jamie, Nigel, and Dave. Who else would you want in your corner? What a team, and what a fighter.
Well, incoming later on after the prelims is the Magnificent Seven. And there are some genuinely brilliant contests there. Willie Hutchinson versus Ezra Taylor was a fight I don't think people really thought about until they had a little bit of a run in at ringside. And Joe Pugh from IFL TV takes responsibility for that.
Well done, Joe.
Asking some questions which caused a bit of heat. And here we are. Of course, this fight was meant to take place on the January date, which Zach Miller was meant to be on as well, but a bicep injury, a bad bicep injury, put him out of that. But hopefully we can have that Liam Davies fight at a later date, Zach.
Definitely. I'm more than up for that.
Of course, Liam Davies fighting for the European title tonight.
Yep, against Grandella. Hopefully he comes through that.
Well, fourth and final round in bout number 7 of the professional career of Adam Hamid. 3 fights he's won on points and 3 fights he's got done in the distance.
I like the way he's not giving him too much respect, you know. Sometimes you see a lot of lads who have got a little bit of an experience, they'll get in with so-called journeymen and they'll start to faint him up like it's a world-class operator. But he's not, he's just going on him. He's setting a pace on him now this last round and he's just letting his hands go, which is great.
The team at ringside are really urging some urgency from Hamid there. I think they want to see him put his foot on the gas a little bit more and just start letting those hands go. And his dad's just shouting for that left hook from ringside.
Yeah, he wants the speed, and as he's shouting there.
He's not put a foot wrong tonight, really, you know, like you said. The statistics of him getting stopped, he's a tough man. He knows how to survive, he knows how to, you know, burn the time, and he's in there with a tough man there tonight.
And just a reminder that Hamid had 0 amateur contests. So he is doing all of his learning with a lot of pressure under the bright lights on big shows.
Yep.
So I think he's being managed brilliantly, and just continuously to fight tough guys like this in 4-rounders is a good apprenticeship for a young man who didn't have an amateur career like John Joe Carrigan did, who was our opening bout of the evening and got it done in 3 rounds. This is a completely different story with Hamid, who continues to just put the pressure on that lead foot in the southpaw stance, still not wasting any punches at all.
Yeah, he's not wasted nothing and he's not took nothing. He's in a good gym, you know, with Jamie and Nigel. They'll be happy with this. He's gone in there. Might have worked on some shots that he's been working on in the gym, and he's come out of here unscathed. I know he's got 47 seconds left, but I don't think he's going to get it. I'd put my house on it.
I think, like you said there, Darren, you know, he's doing his apprenticeship in the pro ranks, which says a lot. You know, he's not got loads of amateur experience. He's got a load of pressure on his back off his dad, so I think that pressure is making something there, and it's a top-class fighter.
So far, definitely so good for Adam Hamid, who's piling on the pressure in this 4th and final round with just 15 seconds left to go. Surely Michael Madman Mooney will make it to the sound of the final bell in this contest, like he almost always does. 93% of the time he's done that.
Got to give credit there to Mooney. Got to give credit.
But that was good. That was a good, relaxed performance, did plenty well. And like you said, Zach, I think the corner team are going to be happy with it.
Yeah, of course they are. He's gone in there, got the win, not got it, and he's probably done harder pads in the back before he's come out, do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. He's got in there, he's got the job done, and he'll want to be out soon again. And there's no reason why he can't be, you know, whether he wants to move on to a 6-rounder next or do another 4. It don't matter, because like you said, he's not had any amateur experience. He's doing his learning on the job, and he won't ask no questions. Whatever Jamie and Nigel say, he'll just want to keep busy.
Yeah, activity is absolutely key. The first fight back in several months. So many shows up and coming with Queensbury. So there will be opportunities to get him back out of there. But absolutely, young Adam Hamid, 25 years old, will move to 7-0 this evening.
For your winner, and still undefeated, Prince Adam Hamid.
Well, Prince Adam Hamid made his professional debut on the undercard of a heavyweight championship of the world. And fight number 7, he's on the undercard of a potential future heavyweight champion of the world. Will Moses Itauma go all the way? He has a tough man in front of him tonight in Jermaine Franklin. He is absolutely no way taking Jermaine Franklin as a given at all. He knows the type of contest it's going to be. Franklin went the distance with Anthony Joshua, a peak Anthony Joshua. He went the distance with Dillian White, a peak Dillian White, and many people felt that he was on the wrong end of a decision that night, but the headline is a good one tonight.
Yeah, it's very good, and who don't want to see Moses Itauma? He's the talk of the sport at the minute in this country, you know, the young coming up in heavyweight, and I'm excited to see him.
Well, he's become a household name, hasn't he, Jack?
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely become a household name. He's going to tonight. It's going to cost Frank a lot of money, because the next fight for Moses his opponent is going to cost the right load. So,
well, over to DAZN.
Adam, Hamed, congratulations. Now 7-0. Try and sum up how you're feeling after that performance.
Look, to be honest with you, I'm happy, but I could have got him out of there. I hadn't been in the ring for 7 months, so in terms of going through the gears, look, I'm happy. You know what I mean? I normally jump out, and I'm not happy, but I feel like I boxed well. I was flowing. I had a lot of support come out today. My brother here, my father. Look, we didn't get the stoppage, but we also didn't get hit, and we boxed clean. And first time I've been in the ring in 7 months. And
a long time.
Alhamdulillah, feeling good, man.
Well, you wanted something though. Go on, say it.
I wanted to dedicate this fight to a friend of mine who passed away during this camp. Ian Champs Barbers. He was very, very close to me, as close as family. Allah yarhamah. And I come out to James Brown, the boss. That's his favourite track. And look, I hope I did him proud tonight. Inshallah, he's in Jannah, and I did it for him tonight.
Listen, I'm sorry to hear that, but you most certainly would have done him proud, as I'm sure you done your father proud, as I'm sure you done your brother proud. Prince Naz, great to see you. How do you feel about Adam's performance tonight?
Do you know what? It was beautiful. It was clinical. It was very nice, and it was just clean work. You just have to look at his opponent's face. That's the work that he's done.
Very durable opponent. Big credit to Mooney as well. Nice kid.
Yeah. I mean, he's very durable. He could take a lot of shots. But you know what? He's learning. He's improving. He's in the shape of his life tonight. You know, his brother's coming directly after. Sammy's going to be on soon. Both of them are going to be fighting on the same bill. So I'm proud of my boys. I'm very proud of that performance tonight. My son just keeps turning it on and turning it out. That's what we like.
That is what we like, and that's what we're seeing, and we can see you improving. You're learning under the lights every time. But are you feeling yourself getting better and better in there, Adam?
I was feeling myself in the ring tonight. I felt like I was flowing. I think I got hit with one shot. I didn't feel it. I'm happy, alhamdulillah, for everything. Allah's the best of planners. I feel like I could have got him out of there, but it wasn't written for me to get him out of there tonight. And look, my brother's next on the scene. You're going to see some knockouts when he comes through, believe me. Inshallah, he's coming to do demolition jobs, and I'm talking serious bangers.
Yeah, it's your mum.
Yes,
Look at this. Complete Hamed takeover. We've got Mumsy's on the phone here as well. Prince is here. Sammy. Quick word from you. We got the other one.
Layman the Magnificent.
My goodness, they're all here. Hamed's galore.
That's right. You know.
Sammy, great performance, right?
Amazing performance. You know what? To say Adam's learning on the job, it looks like he's been doing it all his life. It looks like it comes so easy to him, and inshallah, I can just pray and dream that I'm going to get some clean performances like my brother, like my younger bro, man. Mashallah, I'm so proud, and happy that he's on Queensbury shows, larging it up like this, man.
It's coming. Listen, and he's so confident as well. Where do you think he gets that from?
I wouldn't know where he gets that confidence from, but it's from all of the work. Look at this. All of the work that he does, that's how good he looks. Because, listen, he can have his daddy's name, but he can never put all of that work that he does from his dad. That's his own work, and that's how good he is right now.
Big up Champs Barbers, let's do this, we're out.
Yes.
Listen,
he dedicates his fight to his Champ Barbers. Champ.
Naz, just while I've got you, congratulations. One final thing, Moses Itauma, main event tonight, a precocious 21-year-old talent.
Moses Itauma is doing nothing but demolition jobs. We love Moses. He's the next biggest thing out of this country. There's nobody like him. I love the fact that he said to me that I'm his favourite fighter. That's enough for me. I mean, The guy is just something out of this world.
Yeah.
And you know what? Don't put it past him to beat anybody, including Usyk, including everyone, because he's that good. That is the truth. Wow. And I'm just so happy that he's with Frank Warren and Francis, his manager. I love it.
Thank you so much, guys. Adam, congratulations.
Take care. God bless.
It's great to see you. It's great to see you. We are out. The Hameds are out. Sam, I mean, look at this. Goodness me. Carnage here ringside. I think we've actually got some fights. Sam, yeah, jump in. I mean, you are the manager of young Adam Hamed. You're helping to guide this career. 7-0 now. Happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy, but we need to get some continuity in his career now. So I believe he's going to be boxing on a big card. I'm not going to announce it because I don't want Frank Warren to ring me and tell me off. But he's going to be boxing on a nice big card now, and we're going to really get him going now. Someone with a positive record next, and just bear in mind, no amateur experience, zero. But you can see the boy's got ability.
I mean, Naz, his father said, just look at the other guy's face. We could see that. I know he didn't get the stoppage. He was a tad disappointed he didn't get the stoppage, but he certainly marked him up and put his shots together.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michael Mooney, bless him, said, how did I get through that at the end? We don't really know how, because he got a pasting, but he's earned his money and respect to him, because boxing needs Michael Mooney's.
Yeah, boxing also needs your opinion on Moses Itauma against Jermaine Franklin. That's the main event coming up later tonight. Sam, how you got it?
I think Moses Itauma is going to absolutely destroy him in about 2 rounds. Yeah.
Any jeopardy at all with your...
Absolutely zero jeopardy tonight, Dev. Zero.
I mean,
I'm looking forward to watch Ezra Taylor against Willie Hutchinson. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Listen, let me just keep you on that point about no jeopardy. I mean, this is a guy in Jermaine Franklin who's taken Anthony Joshua the distance, took Dillian White the distance, and also, by the way, some people had him beating Dillian White. It was a close fight. And you're telling me he's going in with a 21-year-old kid, and there is no jeopardy for the 21-year-old kid?
Too fast, too sharp, too young. He's gonna do him right in there.
My goodness. Okay, well listen, while I've got you, you told me you're happy about Willie Hutchinson, Ezra Taylor.
Can't wait for that fight,
There's been a bit of chat. I mean, that's the sort of fight we love.
No, that's what you want. You want to see fights where you think, oh, what could happen there? I mean, look, Willie Hutchinson is a decorated amateur. People forget. He's a decorated amateur. I've known Willie since he was 17 years old when he was coming to David Hayes' gym, beating grown men up. Willie's a phenomenal talent who has underachieved so far in his professional career. And I would have him the favourite tonight, but when you've got a very confident Ezra Taylor that's strutting around telling people how he's going to do Willie, you've got to, it makes you listen to him. Fantastic fight that is, and that's what boxing needs, those type of fights. It's a great stacked card tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing, and on that fight, it felt like Ezra Taylor was scheduled, of course, to box Louis Edmondson, British and Commonwealth light heavyweight titles. That fight didn't happen, but that fight, Sam, that would have told us where Ezra is in terms of his levels. We've got so much going on here, but it feels like maybe he needed that fight. Then we could understand. Now he's jumping up to Willie Hutchinson. It feels like a bit of a jump in level.
I mean, listen, Steve Woodall's a good fighter. He's got a great win on his record over Lerone Richards. Fantastic win there. So Ezra's win over Steve Woodall is a very underrated win. But Willie Hutchinson, I think he's a special fighter, Willie Hutchinson. I think, listen, he came up unstuck against Buatsi, and we know with Willie, he's got to get his head right. And once his head's right, and he looks like he's in the right place, he's with his friend of many years, Mirko Wolf, and they're a good partnership. So I see Willie winning, I really do. But I'm not writing Ezra Taylor off because he's supremely confident.
Oh, it's such a good fight, Sam.
There's loads of good fights. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for doing this. I love the way you've been on the mic as well. You're sort of like throwing bars like this, like a young iced tea. Like a young iced tea. Let's head back to Thomas Schreiber. Let's crack on, no worries. So back to you, Thomas.
Let's now welcome to the ring, Ryan Griffiths.
Well, the action continues here at the Co-op Live in Manchester, and this is our final fight on the prelims, and it is a title fight. This man is Ryan Griffiths, from white collar beginnings to title fights and fights of the year contenders. He's got a bit of a reputation for being a phone box fighter. So him and Nelson Birchall should make good dancing partners, but we'll find out when the opening bell sounds.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Nelson, the sexy one, Birchall.
Well, here is the confident southpaw from Morecambe, Nelson Birchall. 1/3 of the fighting brothers, of course, Leighton and William Birchall, making moves in the professional game as well, all under the guidance and the watchful eye of Joe McNally. This is the first title fight of Nelson Birchall's career, and he's just up on that stage, soaking it all in. A big moment for him, and as he said in fight week, a big moment for his family as well. Not only has he worked hard for this, his whole family and team have as well. Well, here he comes, slowly and steadily to the centre of the arena. Big smile on the face of Nelson Birchall as he finally moves towards the boxing ring. Massive moment for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it'll be for the vacant English and vacant Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Championships. It is also a British title eliminator. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Unibet, That Prize Guy, Riyadh Season, 32 Red, and Global Next Trade. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Suzanne Potts, along with the Commonwealth Boxing Council, Supervisor Debbie Down, Timekeeper Chris O'Connor. The judges are Steve Gray, John Latham, and Bob Williams. Our referee in charge will be Howard Foster. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue and green and weighed in officially at 124.6 pounds. Coming to us from Dudley, West Midlands, England, he has a professional record consisting of 7 wins, just 1 defeat, and 3 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Griffiths. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black, silver, and blue, and weighed in officially at 125.5 pounds. Hailing from Morecambe, England, he had a stellar amateur career, becoming a 7-time national champion, and now as a professional, undefeated. 10 wins, 7 of his 10 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nelson, the sexy one, Birchall.
Wait for my cue. Spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both now expect, keep it clean, break straight away and toe. Both you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
For this one, scheduled for 10 3-minute rounds, and it is for the vacant English and Commonwealth Silver Featherweight titles. Also, a British title eliminator. This is the 5th title fight which Ryan Griffiths has been in, and the first one that Nelson Birchall has been in. But here we go. Griffiths boxing in the orthodox stance with those blue and green and yellow shorts. Nelson Birchall in the black and blue. and he'll try and be nice and authoritative with that jab. Definitely the toughest fighter that he's been in with so far. Griffith's only defeat came in 8 points decision in a youth world title against Umar Khan. He just lands a nice right hand there, just straight through the centre of the guard. Nelson will take his time here and ease into this fight.
Yeah, they're both just trying to establish the jabs at the minute. Nelson's come out being the aggressor, lovely shot. Being the aggressor on the front foot. Landed a good right hook then.
Birchall's had plenty of early knockouts, loads of them. Many of them have come in the first round as well. His last fight was in the undercard on a show which Queensbury did in Germany, headlined by Ajit Kabayel. It was a homecoming. That one went the distance. He got some rounds under his belt there. And when he's been interviewed by journalists speaking about his power and those early knockouts, he says, I never ever look for it, never. But they do come.
Yeah, you can see he's not looking for it. He just landed a lovely slip backhand then, but he's not looking for the knockout shot. He's taking his time, and you know the shot will come. He's not throwing it to knock him out. He's just throwing the shot as he'd throw it anyway. He's very relaxed. It's a good start.
I think, like you said then, Darren, he doesn't look for the knockouts, and they just come. And I've learned that early in my career. You know, you try and knock him out, it doesn't come. When you start sticking to your boxing, then big shots come.
Yeah, the amount of times I've heard fighters say that when you're relaxed and you're not looking for it, and you're just in your rhythm and your flow, it will come. A nice jab to the body there from Griffiths.
Yeah, Griffiths won't come here to lay over. He's come here to try and upset the apple cart. Nelson's on good momentum, you know. He's got a great record, 10-0, 7 knockouts. He's a good fighter, and tonight you'll see the level.
Heavy punch in there from Birchall, as his friends and family ringside raise the volume. This will mean a lot to them as well, as much as it does to him. He's very aware that this is a team effort, although he's the man in there throwing the shots and receiving them.
He's very switched on there, Birchall. You know, he's very calculated. He's looking for the right shots, and he's throwing them at the right times.
I like the head movement. There's nothing, it's not massive head movement, it's just little dips and little slips. And he's throwing off it, which is nice. I think that's why Griffiths is going to the body a little bit more than the head.
Nice work there from Griffiths. 4 or 5 shots, a couple upstairs, switched it up, head and body, body and head. What do you like so far then, Zach?
I think it's a good first round, you know, both landing a couple of shots, but I like the work from Birchall. It's steady pressure coming forward, and he did land the bigger shots in that round, but like I said, Griffiths isn't here to roll over. This is going to catch fire, this fight.
Who did you give that round to, Jack?
Yeah, I'll give that to Birchall. I think he landed the cleaner and more better shots. I think Griffiths come back in the end, like you said, a couple to the body, a couple to the head. Great opening first round. You know, like Zach said, I think he's going to catch fire.
Well, Ryan Griffiths has 3 draws on his record, actually. Drew with Lewis Morris and Jack Dillingham in gruelling Midlands area title fights. And another one of his titles, as I mentioned earlier, was where he pushed Umar Khan all the way in a bid for the World Youth Belt. He's gone the distance two times in 10-rounders, where Nelson Birchall has only had an 8-rounder schedule, but it lasted a round. So it'd be interesting if we do get there later on, how the pair of them will be in terms of their engines.
Yeah, like you said, Griffiths, he's got 3 draws. That's very, very unlucky. I've never heard of anyone having 3 draws before, and if the fight's close, he's going to want to step on the gas, because he's not going to want that again, but who knows? Let's see if it gets that far and see if it's that close.
Griffiths out on that front foot, just trying to establish that straight right hand, getting under the jab of Birchall, who tries to counter as the jab comes in to his body from Griffiths.
Yeah, Birchall just trying to establish that jab. Griffiths is landed a nice back onto the body a minute ago, and he keeps putting the jab down there.
Griffiths has become known for being a bit of a phone box fighter. Those Midlands area title fights which he had could have been fought in a phone box. He does like that type of fight, but can mix it up. He's a fit guy, run loads of marathons, takes his training incredibly seriously, as does Nelson Birchall in that McNally gym.
I think, like you were saying before, you know, he's been these 10 rounders before. That helps, that knowing where to step on it, where to, you know, pick your fight. And
it's the management side of it, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. He know how to spend his energy through the rounds. Like I said, Birchall's done an 8-rounder and he only lost a round, so it'll be nice to see what, you know, when Birchall opens up and exploits his talent.
Griffiths really just trying to establish that jab and nullify any attacks which come in from Birchall as he throws that straight left hand and then the hook follows, not getting carried away, not psychologically getting involved. He's sticking to his boxing as he just dips to his side there and throws that straight left hand over the top.
Yeah, I've seen Birchall look for a slip left hand a couple of times now. Birchall, Griffiths, if he's lazy, you know, with that right hand, he will get exploited with that shot. Lovely jab from Birchall.
Good pressure this from Birchall.
Yeah, it's just nice, steady pressure, nothing too fancy, nothing too much, but he's just keeping that pressure on.
It's hard to get a rest when someone's in front of you like that, you know. You're not miles away with the distance and you think you can get a breather. He's there, he's on his toes, he's a step away from a shot.
Yeah, and he's not working himself too hard. Staying nice and comfortable, just pumping that jab.
I think, like Zach was saying before, he's not being too reckless with that head movement, which sometimes it can get mistaken from a feint. You know, he's looking for the shot, and he's throwing.
Well, Birchall, for me, just ever so slightly up in the pressure, the tempo.
Yep.
As each second of this fight goes by, and it looks like he's just starting to sit on his shots a little bit more as well.
Yeah, it does, and he can clearly punch with the 7 knockouts on his record. It doesn't matter who you're in with, if you're knocking 7 of your 10 opponents out, you've clearly got some sort of power. And yeah, he's putting the shots together nice. I think if Griffiths becomes sloppy with his work, Birchall will exploit that, and you don't want to get exploited with a puncher.
What Birchall's doing well for me, Jack, is something you picked up on in the opening round, is those little subtle movements, those tiny little head movements. He doesn't over-exaggerate anything, he doesn't waste any energy, does he? It's clever stuff, it's just enough of everything.
Yeah, I think it helps you flow with your shots, you know. He's moving forward, he's keeping the pressure, and he's looking for the opening. He's not just doing that from a sitting target. He's moving his head, he's not too reckless, he's not too big, and he's getting his, you know, the slip back hands, and, you know, he's getting the slip jabs there off that little head movement.
Be interesting to know the information which is being fed in each corner.
Both lads looking still calm, you know.
So far, so good in this bout. Our last one on the prelims. A reminder, it's for the vacant English and Commonwealth silver featherweight titles and a British title eliminator.
Great to have a title fight as well down in the prelims.
Just shows how big the show is.
Yeah, we're spoilt with fights this evening, and this is shaping up nicely so far.
It is.
So we go into round 3 of 10. Whether we'll get all the way to the 10th and final round will be another thing. It's something which Birchall doesn't tend to do.
And we caught him in between them, which was a good shot. He's keeping his shape, which is nice as well. Lovely little dip.
I think, like Zach was saying before there, you can't be sloppy with your guard, you know, throwing with the puncher, and he got caught then from being a bit sloppy coming off with the low guard.
Yeah, and Birchall just blocked a couple, stayed nice and solid and come back with his own shots. He's always in a position to throw, whether it's him leading or coming back with a counter, which is good.
Good counter lead hook there from Birchall. Keeping Griffiths on his toe. Just landed a nice body shot there. Left hook right under the right elbow of Birchall. Birchall comes back with one of his own. He's a good counter puncher, is the young man from Morecambe. Both landed good shots there.
Both landed simultaneously then.
These are the type of fights which Birchall has been shouting for.
Listen, and when there's a title on the line, it brings something else out and you're in.
Like you were saying there, Darren, there's a British title after this. Eliminator for that, and there's 2 titles on the line tonight. Both lads, unfortunately, are not going to want to mess up, and there's plenty on the line for them.
And they're both boxing like it. Good lead hook again. That's nice from Birchall. 3 or 4 times he's landed that one. The timing's good on it.
Yeah, he's just being that bit cleaner and tidier with the shot. You know, he's throwing it a little bit neater and it's getting there before Griffiths is.
He kind of cocks it back and then just lets it ping, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he throws it well. Nice and short, catching him on the inside. And again, slip up to the body. That was a very good shot.
I think when Griffiths is throwing his backhand there, his left hand's dropping. I think that's why he's getting caught with the right hook.
Yeah, you've got to look at the range as well. Look how tight he's keeping the range at all times. He's just on the edge and he can slip and throw. He can step back and throw, or he can just lead. The range is good.
And there it is again. He slips it well and then throws that lead hook. Griffiths will try and work that out, try and get the timing right. And Birchall, for me, looks like he's starting to enjoy himself a bit in there. There's a big smile on his face, like a Cheshire cat at the end of that round. And Griffith has said in fight week, he's well aware that Nelson Birchall is a favourite in terms of not the bookies, but, you know, he's a very good product of Queensbury boxing, and he knows that he needs to come along and really steal this fight. Is he doing enough so far, Zach, for you?
Yeah, I think Birchall's doing enough, and like you said then, he smelled like a Cheshire cat at the end of that round, and he's getting into his groove a little bit, but Griffiths caught him down with a shot at the end of the round that Birchall smiled at him, so Griffiths is still there, you know, he's still dangerous. He's not shows that he's a big, massive puncher, but you still don't want to be getting it with them clean shots.
And Jack, for me, at the moment, probably 7 times out of 10, Birchall is beating Griffiths to the punch. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you said, I think Birchall's ahead, but it's not all one-way traffic, you know. Out of the percent of what work he's coming, you know, there is shots coming back and the scoring shots, so it's keeping him in the fight as such, but he's still behind on the cards, I think.
And listen, Griffiths has landed some good shots, some eye-catching shots as well. Birchall is most definitely not having this all his own way.
Which you should expect, you know, it's a title
exactly,
fight.
Yeah,
it's going to be no pushover, you know. There's 2 lads in there fighting for a title at the end of the day, and, you know, they're giving the best they can do, and the shots coming back from both sides, which you should expect.
Good body work there from Birchall, then goes upstairs.
Yeah, the pace is up this round straight away again.
He must have said something.
Lead hook again, over and over again he throws that. And he's accurate with it. The timing's good, so he catches him with it as well.
He's got a very good jab for the southpaw as well. You don't see many southpaws throwing it as much as Nelson is. You know, they'll fall with it, they'll feint with it, but no, he's pumping it out and it's landing. He's getting some good work off the jab.
I like how he's flurrying with the shots, you know, he's throwing 3 or 4, next thing he's coming round the side and letting one come to the body. I like that
nice
work.
Body work there from Griffiths. And the corner team right next to us at ringside, we're pleased with that and they'll want to see more of that work as Birchall stands in the phone box with Griffiths. And I think this round is going to start to catch light a bit now, as he goes to the body and then goes upstairs with a jab.
Yeah,
there's leather getting traded here, there's leather getting traded.
Won't be surprised if you see some nice shots through the middle there now in a minute, you know, timing shots as the other one's throwing. That's what Birchall will want to try and land. Good head movement as well.
The corner team screaming for Griffiths to stay there. They're quite happy for him to fight on the inside in the pocket as Birchall loads up a big shot with his left hand.
Yeah, they know the fighter. He's been in some wars before and looks like it's going to be the same again tonight.
Like you were saying there, Darren, before, he's a phone box fighter. There's toe-to-toe. And that's where Griffiths' best work might be. You know, he can unload, let his shots off, and he's got an opponent there. And he's throwing back with him.
Nice straight left hand down the middle from Birchall there, and Griffiths came back with one of his own as he goes to the body again in the corner, shouting to Griffiths that they don't believe that Birchall likes the fight taking place there. Whether they're right or wrong is another thing, but he's standing there and trading with him. A short flurry of uppercuts and turn the hook over upstairs.
It's only the 4th round and we're going to be in for a good one here, I think.
We're in for a treat.
Both trading here at the end of this round. Listen, this Griffiths hasn't come here just to roll over. He's come to win these titles himself.
Well, for me, Jack, Griffiths really got himself back into the fight there, didn't he? I'm not saying he was completely out of it, but that looked a lot more 50-50.
Definitely. Birchall looked at a gear there, and he stepped up a gear himself and finished off the round very strong. Like Zach was saying, he's no pushover, this fella. He's coming to win these titles, and what a fourth round, you know. There's 6 left, and I think this is a cracking fight.
I think it's brilliant matchmaking. You've got Birchall 10-0, done everything what's asked of him. You've got Griffiths, suffered a defeat and a couple of draws, but he's going to want to get back to winning ways.
You know, a reminder that Nelson Birchall is just 21 years old. First title fight for him. He is an ambitious young man from an ambitious gym, but they back it up. They back that ambition up. Pierce O'Leary stood in the corner there. He got his homecoming a couple of weeks ago in Dublin. I was lucky enough to be there. The atmosphere was unbelievable. Hopefully we'll see him back there in the summer, back in Dublin, where he is most definitely become a star. But someone who is trying to become a star as well is Nelson Birchall in the toughest fight of his career maybe so far, in there against Ryan Griffiths. If you just joined us, welcome along.
I think this is going to build Birchall as well, you know, like any of these fighters coming away from this fight, it's been a tough fight. You know, you need that. If you're blowing someone out 1 or 2 rounds, apart from winning the titles, you've gained no experience, and these lads are going to gain experience tonight.
That's absolutely it, and Moses Itauma is a good example of that as well, but we'll focus on this fight for now. Of course, Itauma headlines here this evening against Jermaine Franklin. Griffiths comes forward with the right hand, which is just soaked up by the guard of Nelson Birchall.
Griffiths is having some success here.
He is, he's getting through with a couple of shots there.
He is, he's fancying it.
In the corner, you can tell by the enthusiasm and the energy which is coming out of it that they think their man's onto something here.
Yeah, he had a bit of a better round last round, and he's come out here full of confidence on the front foot.
Good head movement there from Birchall, gets himself off the danger place on the ropes.
Like seeing Nelson just get back on the jab now, finding a better quality work.
Yeah, I think he was better at range, you know, he was slipping the shots and, you know, time with that right hook. I think this fight, you could see he wants it more and see where this fight's going to go later down the line. Like I said, these boys are trading leather, and what a fight it is.
Griffiths loves this type of fight. He's been in loads of them. Stands there toe-to-toe. That is his happy place in terms of the way that a fight can go in a boxing ring. Birchall snappy with that southpaw jab of his, being authoritative with it, but the pressure is coming from Griffiths at the moment as he slams in a right hook to the head of Birchall, who seems unfazed still. Those little subtle head movements are still going on in this 5th round of 10.
Oh, big shot from Griffiths, lands him with a left hook.
Yeah, I think, like I was saying before, it can't be all one-way traffic. This is a big title fight. It's a 10-rounder. You know, you're not just going to get a lad there where you can just blow over. You need to work for what's on the line, and both lads are working here.
Griffiths, I think Nelson just needs to get his boxing going again a little bit.
Well, Howard Foster just having a quick word with Nelson Birchall. That one was definitely low. As Griffiths straight back to business on that front foot, but
yeah, he's just
Birchall maybe just needs to be a little bit busier at the moment, doesn't he, as the shots come through, and that was a nice straight left hand to end the round there. The timing was good from Birchall. But Griffiths the one who's putting the pressure on.
That was a good round, you know, you've got to look at the pressure from Griffiths, and then there were some classier shots towards the end of that round then from Birchall. It's what you like, but I think Griffiths is growing into this fight. Nelson's had a good start, but Griffiths has had a good last round and the round before. It's warming up into a good one, Darren.
It is, and I tell you what, Jack, you said earlier on about Griffiths has been those 10 rounds a few times. Fight management was the phrase which you used. We're seeing it unfold in front of our eyes, aren't we? Because he just seems to be quite comfortable, Griffiths, in terms of the way that the rounds are going on and the pace which he's setting.
Yeah, definitely. He's been here before. He knows what he knows when to push it. He knows when to save it, and he knows what to do. I've looked back there in Nelson's corner. I don't see no tiring, nothing like that. Listen, you can't win every round. I'm not saying he lost that round, but you can't win every second of the fight. Even if you lost 10 seconds, that doesn't matter.
Well, you said he's been here before, and that was something which one of the corner teams shouted out to Griffith. You've been here before. Just reminded him he's been in these types of fights as he comes out on the front foot with confidence again. And that was a nice lead hook to the head from Birchall, who's boxing well on the back foot. Although the pressure is coming from Griffiths, I can't say that Birchall looks kind of too phased at the moment. He's taking it all in his stride, Zach.
Yeah, he's staying cool, which is the most important thing. Griffiths was up off his stool and right in the middle of the ring, and he started this round fast, but Nelson's staying composed and he's getting his boxing back together here, which is good.
Yeah, like Griffiths' corner was saying there, don't give him the space. He wants him closer, he wants him sat in his chest, he wants to make it uncomfortable for Birchall. Like we were saying before, Birchall's best work's coming from the end of his shots and when he's timing him coming in.
Yeah, I don't think Griffiths wants this to be a boxing match as such. He wants to turn it into a tear-up. He's been there before. As Nelson, we don't know. But if it's a boxing match, Nelson wins it all day long. But listen, Griffiths is taking it to him here.
I tell you what, you can tell it's a good bout this, because if you look around ringside in the arena, everyone's eyes are glued to the ring. The fans are getting their money's worth in here. Early on in the afternoon in Manchester, nice straight left hand down the middle, which snaps the head back of Griffiths. He landed one himself just before that.
Yeah, I think everyone here is lucky tonight. You know, what a fight at 4:30 in the afternoon. The massive fight here now, 2 titles on the line, 2 cracking lads fighting it out.
Yeah, the fight's been at a high pace as well. I know we're only in round 6, but it's going to pay a factor down the line. It's a 10-round fight.
It's all right setting off like a gun, you know, and landing loads of shots.
Lovely double jab back.
That was great from Birchall when he smells blood now, and he's just starting to layer those shots, and he sticks his toes into the canvas and lands a big left hand there, does Birchall. And Griffiths might be in a bit of trouble here as he finds himself in the corner, but he throws a right hand back of his own. A little dip in the legs from Birchall. Griffiths out of the danger zone.
That was a big shot what Birchall landed there.
I think there's a few big shots there.
Big backhand.
And the confidence, not that it was gone, but it looks like it's back, and singing loud for Birchall. Yeah, just little taps upstairs and then big shots which follow.
Yeah, big shots. Griffiths had a couple of pushes the last couple of rounds, and as it took some out of him, Birchall just landed a couple of big shots then, so...
And that's eyed him up for great for the next round.
Yeah, Griffiths is getting away the bell here.
Another big jab to end the round for Birchall. Griffiths took some big shots there, and he took them really well. How hard they came across on the television, I don't know, but from a couple of feet away, they really went in hard.
Yeah, listen, we've got headphones on, and we could hear the thud off that shot. Was he hurt? We don't know, but it definitely stunned him momentarily anyway.
Yeah, he's got a minute here now to you know, recover from them. If they did do anything, they can't not have done anything. There was a few, about 2 or 3 heavy backhands there off Birchall. So,
do you think for Birchall, he's got to keep believing in his ability? The confidence is there. We know he's a confident young man. I mean, you don't call yourself a sexy one without being confident, do you? But he's in the toughest fight of his career so far. Psychologically, he's got to believe in himself, hasn't he, to get through this and get the decision.
Yeah, he has. He's got to believe in himself, and he's got a quality corner team. He's just got to listen to the instructions and follow it. Not do anything reckless, just stick to the plan, and the performance will come off that.
I say that because Griffiths, for me, and the team, they really are showing that they believe that they can win this fight. You can tell by the levels of noise coming out of the corner as both men return to the centre of the ring. And Birchall landing that straight left hand of his more often than not now. They're getting through, and the sweat bounces off Griffiths' head and glimmers in the brightness of the lights here.
I think, like we were saying before, Birchall's good at this range here. But right then, this shot's not getting caught, and this is where Birchall's good work coming from.
Solid shots from Birchall. Griffiths kind of waves him to come towards him, giving him the body language to say, yep, I'm up for this kind of fight. Throw some more.
Yeah, Birchall's up in the pace here. You know, he's putting the shots together, and whether he feels something or he's seen something, I don't know. He's putting the pressure on Griffiths here.
And Griffiths needs to start getting back to business in terms of throwing some punches, because Nelson's brother William is throwing more punches from ringside at the moment.
Yeah, you can see the brothers at ringside, they're throwing every shot with him, and Griffiths is going to have to land something here to get Nelson's respect back, I think.
Has last round taken anything out of him?
He certainly hasn't come out with the tempo which he started the 2 previous rounds, and Birchall the man on the front foot. Birchall said in the press conference, I'm going to outbox him, outfight him, out-everything him. As he slams in a big left hook there. Follows it up with a lead hook, straight left down the middle.
Bit of blood running around Griffiths' nose here now.
Griffiths back with some decent combinations of his own, both head and body, body and head, slamming in a left hook under the right elbow of Birchall. Comes back with a big bolo shot of his own.
Yeah, he's through a lot this round, Birchall, but I think he hurt Griffiths with that backhand, and he's not looked as steady since, to be fair.
I think Birchall will be chipped away at the body now. Listen, this Griffiths is tough to the head, and you don't want to be punching yourself out in a way. I'm not saying he is, but I think you can work to the body, and then, you know, once the body starts folding, work to the head.
Yeah, I think Griffiths is throwing a couple of sloppy shots as well at the minute. If Birchall can exploit that, you know, and come back with a neater work, he might catch him with something.
Griffiths spitting blood out every 10 or 15 seconds as we go into the last 25 seconds of this round. Definitely been a Birchall round, this one.
Yeah, it's been a good round.
As he soaks those ones up well, does Birchall, just out of range of the jab, and Griffiths just trying to establish that jab, isn't he?
He is. He's reluctant to stay there and take him, you know, he answers back.
Big shot.
There's that lead hook yet again. What's the advice you're giving Nelson Birchall in that corner, Zach and Jack?
I think he's doing well that round, you know, he's putting his shots together a bit better. I think he should keep the jab going in between a little bit more to offset Griffiths, and he won't really want to come back as eager, but no, it was a good round from Birchall, he's doing well.
Yeah, I think that was a great round. I think Griffiths the round before finished off strong, and Birchall's finished off stronger there. I think he's put another dent in his armour. I think he's making him wilt a little bit. I think, like you were saying there before, Darren, Griffiths is snotting and spitting a lot of blood. Has he got a bit of breathing issues? Is he struggling with a bit of something there? I'm not too sure, but he's definitely struggling with something. Birchall stepped on the gas there, and I think he's reaped the water a bit.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Jack. There's probably some breathing issues going on there. His mouth's filling up with blood, and he keeps spitting it out. And when you've got a fight of this pace with Birchall flying at you, really piling on the pressure, both head and body, doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. He needs to be careful where he's spitting that blood. My mate Jack Rafferty's got a brand new suit on here.
Jack Rafferty looks like 007 this evening. If you haven't seen the interviews in the prelims with Dev before, he looks $1 million. What happened to you, Zach?
Yeah, he got caught at Primark before I went somewhere else.
I pretended I didn't hear that, Darren. Meant to be mates.
My apologies. Back to the boxing. As Griffiths constantly trying to keep Birchall thinking with that orthodox jab of his. Is again, Birchall comes forward and sneaks a left hand through the middle, and the sweat bounces off Griffiths' head once again.
Loading up himself there, Griffiths.
I think Griffiths has definitely had a bit of breathing problems there. I think he's picked up off before, he's spitting and snotting a lot. He's struggling with something. And I like there, where Birchall landed a body shot there, he definitely wilted him.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie though, this Griffiths. He's throwing back, he's coming back. He believes in his ability, and yeah, he's trying. It's a competitive fight.
And actually, Birchall's adapted nicely to that kind of phone box style of fighting.
Birchall can swing it himself. He won't mind being in there. He can box, he can move, he can go on the front foot. It's a top-class fighter, so all the brothers. He's got a top-class corner there looking after him. And what a fight is.
I think he hurt him with a body shot then. But then, again, Griffiths comes straight back.
Did he sunk a right hook into the body of Birchall himself, did Griffiths. Nice timing with the jab, makes Birchall miss with that hook, and Birchall back with a snappy jab straight on the forehead of Griffiths.
Yeah, as Griffiths are throwing that jab then, Nelson was trying to time him with that lead right hook. which has been effective for him this fight, to be fair.
Griffiths really listening to his corner. You can see him, he's acknowledging every instruction which they're giving him. He kind of looks back to them to nod to say, I've got it.
Yeah, they want him to throw the body shots and put the pressure on Birchall.
There's no giving up in the lads, you know. As much as Griffiths has took, he's still coming forward, he's still wanting it, you know, and that's what you want as an opponent. You don't want someone covering up, taking the shots and, you know, can't get the stoppage. This is what you want, a tough fight. It'll progress in your career.
Birchall landed a nice left hook over the top there. He kind of leans over to the side and just lets it rip, doesn't he? Griffiths nice and strong with that jab. As these rounds go by, we wondered where this fight would be as we got into the later rounds and we approached the end of round 8. This is a place which Griffiths has been multiple times before and in proper dogfights, but Birchall looking all right.
Yeah, he's looking well, you know, he still looks fresh. Griffiths is looking all right himself as well, and can I just say, we're going into round 9. That's flew by, hasn't it, them first 8 rounds there. It's a quality fight.
Like Zach was saying there, quality fight. I've just noticed there, the referee's not had to do much, and that says a lot about a fight. You know, he's not had to break him up. The boys are boxing, the boys are fighting, and the referee's not had to interfere. And to me, that is a class fight.
I know you're not scoring it round by round, but what's your gut saying in terms of who's winning this at the moment?
Don't get me wrong, a couple of the rounds have been competitive, but I'd probably have it 7-1 Birchall.
What about you, Jack?
Yeah, 7-1 or 6-2. You know, you got to give Griffith some credit. Nothing against Birchall whatsoever. I think the boys have boxed brilliantly. They're putting on a massive show.
But these two at ringside are giving it to Birchall. How will the judges ringside score it? Will Nelson Birchall win his first title in this 10-rounder on this massive undercard?
2 rounds, 10-rounder on an undercard. It just shows how big this show is.
96 rounds of boxing was scheduled this evening. We've already had a stoppage, so we won't see all of those. But that is a lot of boxing. Really sunk that shot into the body, did Birchall. Griffiths trying the Birchall special with his left hook.
Yeah, he tried to time him with his own shot. Big overhand left landed by Birchall there.
He did, but can he keep Griffiths on the rope in the danger zone in that corner for an extended period of time? That's when he has the success, and 3 or 4 good shots got through from Birchall as he bites down on his gum shield, and these are heavy shots which are coming in, and Howard Foster has seen enough for one evening. Ryan Griffiths,
and like that, it's over.
Gets stopped, and Nelson Birchall is the new English and Commonwealth silver featherweight champion. And he celebrates on the ropes, and the smiles of his brothers ringside tell you everything which you need to know. There were moments when that fight was tough for Birchall, but he dealt with it, and he got another stoppage win.
He did good, that very good. Come out for that round, went through the DAZN. Griffiths didn't have an answer for it, waved off. Brilliant win.
I said how well the boys fought early on. This fight can be won down the stretch, and that's what it was done.
Superb, great fight. Hats off to Ryan Griffiths. Great contender he is. Really solid operator. He is very happy to stand there and trade, and he took a fair bit of punishment at times in that fight.
Credit where credit's due to Griffiths.
So well done to him. Yeah. But Thomas Treiber has the official time of the stoppage. And the referee will get the pair of the fighters together, and Nelson Birchall will be crowned.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 53 seconds of round number 9. Our referee in charge, Howard Foster, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the English and Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Champion and winner of the British Title Eliminator, Nelson, the Sexy One, Birchall.
Wonderful respect between Nelson Birchall and Ryan Griffiths. A great fight. Two very good contenders. As I said, there were moments where Nelson Birchall maybe had to switch on more than he has before. Definitely his best opponent yet, but he gets the job done and he wins that title. You guys know what it feels like when a belt goes around your waist. Tell the audience what it's like.
He won't sleep tonight, let me tell you.
No, he won't sleep tonight, but it doesn't matter what title it is. He's just gone there. He's won the Commonwealth Silver and English title. It's massive. He's gone in there. Griffiths has played his part, but Nelson boxed well. Good fight, and then got the job done. Got him out of there.
Do you know what? When I saw this fight on paper, I thought, do you know what? That's an ambitious fight for Nelson in terms of it being his 11th contest. But I think it was matched really well. And so far, Jack, the career's being matched in a decent and considered way, isn't it?
Yeah, in a great speed there. 11 fights, 2 titles against Griffiths. Credit where credit's due. That would have set Birchall up very well for his next fight and fights maybe after this one. It was a tough opponent, and that's what you need. Tough fights, big titles. Credit where credit's due to Birchall as well. Well done.
To quote Birchall, Nelson Birchall, he said, "This doesn't just mean a lot to me, this means a lot to my team, my family, the people around me. They'll be loving every single second of this, won't they, Zach?"
Yeah, of course they will. You can see how much it means. The brothers was celebrating before him, and he just won it. And, you know, you see his mum there and his dad and the little babber and everything. And it's a great team, you know, they're in it together and privileged to the family.
We've spoken about this, you and I, on a podcast actually, Zach, around kind of fighting families, and it must be so good because you're an only child, aren't you?
I am.
I mean, to be able to do this for your brothers must be brilliant.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and, you know, I see it firsthand in the gym all the time with Jack Rafferty and Tom Rafferty, and it must be fantastic, and you see how proud the dad is. And
he's got 2 brothers actually. He's got me and Tom.
Well,
So
I stand corrected.
I got asked if I want a brother. No, I got a dog.
But Jack, when you see your brother fight, I was watching William at ringside. He was throwing more punches than Nelson at times.
I'd rather fight myself than watch my brother fight, but only because I want to protect him. And you know, I know it's tough.
Yeah,
I've Nelson there saying it was tough, and that's what he needs. It'll pay him back later on in his career. That after that, saying thank you, Griffiths, for giving me that hard fight because I've learned so much off it. You pushed me to a different level, and I can take that into my next fight.
Well done to Nelson Birchall, who joins Dev Sani now. So over to him.
Darren, well, look at this picture. And now, listen, I normally interview all 3 of you after one of your fights. There's never normally any belts. There are now. Nelson Birchall, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Good, very good. I felt very good in there. He was a tough man. Kept trying to win. And to be honest, I thought he brought out the best of me.
Do you feel like that's the sort of fight that you needed at this stage in your career? A little bit of a test in there to really earn these belts?
Of course, I've just been 9 rounds, I've never been past 6. And it shows that I carry the power late too. Not just carry the power late, the stamina. I'm only 21. I'm going to get stronger, fitter, and the things I've learned off there to go to the next one is invaluable.
You really put your shots together. It happened quite a few times actually in the fight where it looked like he was on the brink, but in that final round you put it all together nicely. Were you expecting to stop him tonight?
Yeah, I'm a fighter, I expect to stop everyone. That's just my mentality. If someone's in my way, it's my job to move them out of it, and that's one out the way. Keep ticking them off and ticking them off.
That's exactly what you did. Leighton, William, Leighton, let me come to you first. I think you jumped up very, very high. You were jumping as well. I could hear you screaming, throwing every shot. Happy?
Yeah, we've worked all our life to get here, you know, and it's not an overnight success, so we're over the moon, very, very proud of him, yeah.
Proud big brother, William?
Yeah, I'm over the moon, you know, what a tough man that Ryan Griffiths is, honest to God, he took some serious shots in there, and fair play for still holding on to him for 10 rounds, to be honest with you, because I thought he was hurt from round 1, and listen, it's strap season, baby.
Yeah, listen, I felt when I was in there, Dev, I had him going a few times, but when you're in with a live opponent, they're all live, one who's coming to win and trying properly hard to win each round. I felt like I had him going, I'm thinking, I want 10 rounds here, he's off, when he's ready to go, he'll go. And that's what happened. I put my shots together in the 9th round, or whatever round it was, and he was out of there.
It's brilliant. It was a brilliant performance. It was brilliant to watch. And listen, you said something at the press conference. You weren't like your normal kind of jokey self. It was quite serious. You said, this is a family affair. This means everything to not just me, but the people I'm with every day. How much has this meant to the virtual family tonight, Nelson?
A lot. The stuff we've been through to get to here is ridiculous. It's not saying just this one camp. This is since I've been 9 years of age, working my ass off. When I say my ass off, I've always been doubted. Oh, he'll get here and then he'll not do this, he'll get there and he'll not do that. Now no one can say I wasn't a champion, because now I'm a professional champion with 2 belts at 21, and I'm only going to get better. I made a promise before I came to here to my uncle who passed away, and taking these belts back from more from me and showing me very proud of it.
I love that. You should be very proud of yourself. He will be very proud of you as well. Nelson, I'm going to let all 3 of you guys go. Nelson, congratulations.
I'm the new baby.
Thank you very much.
I'm the new.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I love that. A big performance from Nelson Birchall. He is now the English and Commonwealth Silver Featherweight Champion. There is so much to come. Carnage, pandemonium here at ringside, as you can see, but that's how we love it on these prelim streams. Zach Miller, Jack Rafferty, great to have you back. And Zach, I want to get your thoughts on a future opponent, maybe. Oh, hey, you guys don't have a fight here.
I got 2 in one night.
Listen. I mean, you've had belts like that in the past, right?
Yeah.
But you were impressed with young Nelson Birchall.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. I thought it was perfect matchmaking at the time in his career. You know, he's got an unblemished record. He was 10-0, 7 knockouts. Griffiths come to win. He exploited that tonight. There were some rounds what was competitive, was a competitive fight, but when it was time to shut the show, he shut the show.
Yes.
Went out there in that 9th and got him out of there.
Sort of fight that you need at this stage in your career, Jack. He's had it all his own way so far. Tonight he had someone coming to win.
Definitely. 11 fights in, 2 titles against a tough opponent. I said to him then, and I said in the commentary, this fight is going to be won later down the stretch, which it was. And I said that's going to pay him back later on in his fights against a tough kid. You can't have it all your own way in these fights. You know, you've got to learn off him. Losing rounds, a tough fight, that's what he got tonight, and that will build him in his next career.
Yeah, excellent. Again, this is just the prelims, by the way. We're, of course, live on DAZN from 5 o'clock. So much to look forward to. That is your main card coming up. I mean, let's have a look through some of this. I mean, Michael Gomez Jr. against Jordan Flynn. Jordan Flynn initially was scheduled to fight Akib Fiaz. Fiaz pulled out. In steps a former English champion. I mean, I'm looking forward to that one. Fellas, chime in whenever you see something you like the look of. But you got Alex Murphy there against Josh Holmes. Your man Liam Davis against Grandelli. Zach Miller. So much.
You got to look at Big Shaq as well.
Yeah.
You know, Shaquille Thompson. Listen, he's a secret in that division, and you'll see it tonight. That man can fight.
Yeah, that's towards the top of the card. Shaquille Thompson, 15-0 unbeaten middleweight, makes his Queensbury debut against former British champion Brad Pauls. And Willie Hutchinson, Ezra Taylor. Cannot wait. Everyone in this arena is talking about that fight. Jack, I know you can't wait for that one.
No, I can't wait for that. I think Willie's a brilliant fighter. Taylor is saying they both think they should be being with each other. I think we're in for a very big treat tonight with that.
And what about the big man from Stoke?
Oh, yes. How can we forget?
The Stokies.
It's going to be crazy in here, by the way. Yeah.
Delilah and all that jazz, you know what's coming.
He's been buzzing for that because, listen, this is his first time, Nathan the Hitman Heaney. He is boxing on DAZN. He is so excited. Apparently he's done 3,000 tickets of his own, more than he's ever done. And they're going to sing Delilah tonight, and I'm going to sing along. And so are you boys, right?
Of course we are.
Come on. Come on. But, listen, serious business though. Important fight, because if he loses to Jerome Warburton tonight, it kind of feels like an end of an era kind of loss.
Yeah, I think the same to Jerome as well. I think Nathan's after a fight at, you know, Stoke. Warburton's going to think, where am I going to go back on the small lows? So it's going to bring a cracking fight.
Yeah. I love Warburton's nickname, by the way. Are you aware of what it is?
The bread maker.
So good. He calls himself the bread maker because of Warburton. Love all of that.
You love all them puns, don't you, Dev?
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I wonder what puns we're going to have tonight about the main event. Moses Itauma, 21 years old, precocious talent. The test, the step up, apparently, against Jermaine Frank Franklin. Is it going to be a test, Jack Rafferty?
I personally don't think so. I think his ring walk will be longer than the fight.
No, you can't say that.
I can't think that's what we're in for. I think this man's special. I've watched quite a bit of him. I like his aura, what he gives off. I like his belief, what he gives in himself. And I think tonight is going to be a problem for Frank because Moses' next opponent is going to cost the right load.
Well, we'll tell Frank about that one, but yeah, it's a problem I'm sure Frank will be happy to have. But goodness me, you're talking about how the ring walk's going to be longer. I think you're expecting the same sort of thing. How can we say this? Jermaine Franklin, but he's not some old man. He's not over the hill. He's 32 years old. He's coming off the best win of his career. He's taken Anthony Joshua the distance. He's taken Dillian White the distance. And you're saying it's going to be over like that?
I think it is. I believe Moses is something special, and you're going to get some heavyweight action out of him for years and years to come, and he will become an household name.
Wow. Okay, listen, final couple of things on you boys. So you're back here in 6 weeks' time. Big fight for you. Step up in weight against Echo Essuman. How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, 6 weeks today. Tonight, it's been nice sensing what arena it is. I'm going to be a part of a massive Queensbury show against the engine Echo Essuman. I'm excited, I'm ready for it, and I'm ready to do a job, and what's next for me?
You described it earlier as engine versus engine, because you are kind of known for that as well. You don't stop coming forward. He's not going to go anywhere, right? So no. Something's got to give.
He's fitting strong, I'm fitting strong. I've got an engine, he's got an engine. It's going to be a cracking fight, you know. I know what he gives, I know what I give. I think he'll know that the same. And listen, in 6 weeks' time today, we'll be there touching gloves, and what a fight it'll be.
I can't wait for that. And I guess you, Liam, I've called you Liam twice tonight. You, Zach Miller, will be keeping a close eye on Liam Davis tonight, right?
I will have a watch, but listen, I've got to focus on myself. Got to get myself back right. I'm always in the gym anyway. I've said to Frank, listen, I'll be in the best shape possible when I'm ready to come back, and yeah, I want titles as soon as I come back, and I want them big fights, and if the Davies fight's still there, I want that.
I love it. I can't wait. Fellas, you've been great on commentary as well tonight. You've been really funny. You've been fantastic. Also funny as well. Great in Susan. Yeah, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. That is the prelims all said and done now. The Magnificent Seven ride again tonight, and ride for the first time live on the global home of boxing, DAZN. The main event, if you don't know by now, you should know. Moses Itauma, 21 years old, deemed as the future of the heavyweight division, steps up tonight against Jermaine Franklin from America. Jermaine Franklin says he's not just here to ask him a few questions, to take him a few rounds. He is here to stop the hype train and become the face of American heavyweight boxing. Head over to DAZN right about in a few minutes and go and find out what's going to happen. We'll see you next time.
Bro, see that guy I've shown you? Ah, what guy now, man? Bro, out of all the guys that I've shown you, this guy here, he's the truth. I'm telling you. Okay. He's like, I don't even know what he's like, bro. He's just different. Slow down. I'm telling you, bro. This guy here, he's generation. No cap.
So what, is he like Messi, Ronaldo? What's he like?
This ain't no Messi versus Ronaldo type of debate. He is him, I'm telling you.
He's kind of young though, no?
So what? So are you. So am I. So is your mom. It doesn't matter. Real ones know. I said it first. What do real ones know? Are you mad? Trust me. Just like all of his opponents. Push. There you go.
Cooking time. Gas mark, man. Cooked. I can't lie, he's lightning. He's got this heavyweight scene pattern. He's fake. You can't lay a glove on this guy. I'm telling you, this is him. Now.
Imagine if you just walked into the gym right now. Imagine. I reckon I could take him on, you know.
You?
I'm telling you, bro. You seen the games?
Me and that kid, we don't even need to pretend. Me and them boys, we ain't friends. Flashback, what you got, man? Anything, crack that.